Have you ever felt completely drained after spending time with someone? Or found yourself quietly resentful after giving a helping hand, only to realize it cost you more than you ever intended? As we get older, our time, our energy, and our peace become incredibly precious. We've worked hard, we've raised families, we've navigated life's challenges. Now, more than ever, it's about protecting our well-being, our peace of mind, and ensuring our later years are filled with joy, not stress. But here's a surprising truth that many don't talk about sometimes. The very act of helping, especially certain people, can subtly, almost invisibly, chip away at your happiness, your resources, and even your health, until you find yourself feeling depleted and regretful. In this video, we're going to bravely explore 7 specific types of people you might encounter, and why. After turning 60, it's vital for your own sake to reconsider offering them help. This isn't about being unkind. It's about being wise, about self-preservation, and about finally putting your own well-being first. So, settle in, because what we're about to discuss could fundamentally change how you approach relationships and protect your golden years. Watch to the very end, because there's something waiting for you that might just surprise you and empower you in ways you never expected. Let's dive right into the first type of person you might want to reconsider helping after 60. And it's a type many of us have encountered throughout our lives: the chronic victim or energy vampire. You know the type. They're always in crisis. Everything happens to them, and nothing is ever their fault. They constantly complain about their problems, big or small, from a stubbed toe to a global catastrophe. But rarely do they seek genuine solutions or take responsibility for their own circumstances. They don't want advice. They just want to vent, to be consoled, to have someone listen to their endless list of woes. When you try to offer practical solutions or a different perspective, they often dismiss it with an excuse like, "Yes, but," or "You just don't understand." Why does helping this person quietly ruin your life after 60? Because they drain your emotional energy, leaving you utterly exhausted and burdened. Your empathy, a precious resource, is consumed by their negativity, and their problems become your own mental baggage. You become their emotional dumping ground, a place where they unload their anxieties and then simply move on, leaving you feeling heavy, anxious, or even depressed. Your peace, that hard-won tranquility you've earned, is sacrificed for their comfort. Imagine a phone call that starts with a sigh and ends an hour later with you feeling like you've run a marathon. They call at all hours with new disasters, reject every piece of good advice you offer, and leave you feeling completely depleted after every interaction. The key here is to recognize that you cannot fix someone who isn't willing to help themselves. Your primary role is not to be their perpetual savior. Instead, set firm but gentle boundaries. Limit interaction time. You can say, "I'm so sorry you're going through that, but I only have a few minutes right now." Redirect conversations to solutions if they genuinely seek them, or gently change the subject if it's just a cycle of complaint. Most importantly, prioritize your own peace. Remember, your well-being is not negotiable. Moving on. The second type of person to be wary of is the financially dependent or exploitative individual. This could be a family member, a friend, or even an acquaintance who consistently asks for money, expects loans that are never repaid, or relies on your financial generosity as a primary source of income or bailout. They might have a long-standing pattern of poor financial choices, living beyond their means, or constantly finding themselves in a bind. Why is helping this person particularly dangerous after 60? Because it directly impacts your financial security and your future. Your retirement savings, your ability to live comfortably, pursue your passions, and simply have peace of mind about your financial standing are all at risk. It creates deep-seated resentment, not just for you, but for other family members who might see your sacrifices. You aren't helping them. You're enabling a cycle of dependency that prevents them from becoming truly independent and responsible. Think of the endless requests for a small loan for rent, bills, or unexpected expenses that never seem to be repaid. Or perhaps they ask for large sums with no clear plan or intention of paying you back. subtly expecting you to cover their luxuries or their poor planning. The advice here is clear. You must establish concrete boundaries around your finances. It is absolutely okay, and in fact, essential, to say no. You can explain that you are protecting your own retirement and future. If you absolutely choose to give, consider it a gift that you do not expect back, and ensure that it does not, in any way, jeopardize your own well-being or comfort. Often, offering non-financial help can be more beneficial. Help them find resources, offer budgeting advice, or connect them with job opportunities. But do not hand over your hard-earned money. Remind yourself constantly that your financial security is paramount for your peace and longevity. Then there's the opportunist or the fair-weather friend. This is the person who only appears when they need something from you. It could be a ride, a favor, a connection to someone you know, or simply a listener for their problems. However, they are conspicuously absent when you genuinely need support, or when there's nothing for them to gain. Their friendship feels purely transactional, not genuine. A one-way street where you are always the giver. Why is it crucial to be cautious with this type after 60? Because you end up feeling used, undervalued, and profoundly alone when you genuinely need someone. Your time, your energy, and your resources are exploited without any reciprocation or true friendship. It breeds cynicism and erodes your trust in others, making you question genuine connections. Imagine them calling you immediately when their car breaks down or they need help moving. But then, they mysteriously never pick up when you need a listening ear. Or they are suddenly busy when you ask for a simple favor. They might be incredibly keen to attend events you organize, but disappear the moment it's time to help with setup or cleanup. This dynamic is emotionally draining and leaves you feeling like a convenience, not a friend. The actionable advice is to observe their patterns. Don't proactively offer help. Wait for them to ask. When they do, politely decline or offer an alternative that doesn't deplete your resources. For example, I can't give you a ride, but I can help you look up bus routes. Prioritize relationships where there is mutual respect, genuine care, and reciprocal support. Your precious time is far too valuable to be spent on one-sided arrangements that only benefit the other person. You deserve relationships that fill your cup, not empty it. Now that we've carefully considered those three types, let's turn our attention to others who, perhaps unintentionally, can also become a burden if we're not mindful, quietly chipping away at the peace you've worked so hard to build. First among these is the negativity spreader or gossip monger. This is someone who constantly complains about everything: their life, their health, the weather, the government, other people. They see the worst in every situation and eagerly share rumors or engage in excessive gossip about others. Their conversations are often filled with drama, cynicism, and judgment. Why should you limit your interactions with this type after 60? Because their negativity is incredibly contagious. It poisons your mental space, drains your optimism, and can even draw you into unnecessary conflicts or make you feel guilty for enjoying life. Your peace and positive outlook are precious assets, and these interactions chip away at them, leaving you feeling anxious, depressed, or simply weary. Imagine every conversation with them being a list of grievances about their life, the world, or how awful certain people are. They eagerly share scandalous stories about mutual acquaintances, often with a hint of malice. Or they actively discourage your positive pursuits with their cynicism. You might share exciting news, and they immediately find a reason why it won't work out. This constant bombardment of negativity is a silent killer of your joy. The advice is to consciously change the subject when the conversation veers into constant complaining or gossip. You can say, "Let's talk about something more uplifting." Or, "I'd rather not talk about other people." If they persist, excuse yourself from the conversation. Limit the amount of time you spend with them. And most importantly, do not engage in the gossip yourself. Protect your own thoughts and feelings by consciously choosing to distance yourself from constant negativity. Actively surround yourself with people who uplift you, inspire you, and share your enthusiasm for life. Your environment significantly impacts your inner peace. Next, let's talk about the disrespectful or unappreciative person. This individual takes your kindness and efforts for granted, shows little to no gratitude, or even dismisses your contributions entirely. They might be rude, condescending, or simply fail to acknowledge the significant effort you've made to help them. Why is it important to recognize and step back from helping this type? Because consistently helping someone who doesn't appreciate it leads to profound frustration, deep resentment, and a debilitating feeling of being used. It devalues your time, your energy, and your generous spirit. Your self-worth is deeply affected when your contributions are continuously ignored, criticized, or belittled. Think about going out of your way to do something truly helpful for them, only for them to respond with a grunt, a complaint about how it wasn't done perfectly, or act as if you owed it to them. They might never utter a simple thank you or even acknowledge your help, perhaps even criticizing your efforts publicly. This behavior can make you question your own value and generosity. The actionable advice here is to recognize this pattern early. Stop offering help proactively to those who consistently demonstrate a lack of appreciation. If they ask for help, take a moment to consider if your assistance will truly be valued and reciprocated with a simple thank you. It is perfectly okay to explain that you need to feel valued and appreciated for your efforts. Prioritize your energy for relationships where mutual respect and genuine gratitude are present. You deserve to be appreciated, not taken for granted. Your kindness should be a gift, not an obligation to those who fail to see its worth. Then there's the manipulative or guilt-tripping individual. This person masterfully uses emotional ploys, guilt, or a deep-seated sense of obligation to get you to do what they want. They might play the victim, imply you don't care enough, or subtly remind you of past favors to pressure you into helping, even when you're uncomfortable, when it goes against your better judgment, or when it's simply against your best interest. Why is it crucial to avoid helping this type after 60? Because you end up feeling coerced, resentful, and you lose complete autonomy over your own decisions and your own life. Your genuine kindness is exploited, and your personal boundaries are trampled upon. This type of relationship is built on subtle emotional manipulation, not on genuine connection, and it profoundly erodes your peace of mind and your sense of self. Consider phrases like, "If you really cared about me, you'd do this for me," or, "After everything I've done for you, you can't even help me with this small thing." They might make you feel incredibly bad for having other plans, or bring up your age or perceived vulnerability to get their way. This emotional blackmail is a heavy burden to carry. The actionable advice is to learn to identify these manipulative tactics. Practice saying no firmly but kindly, without offering lengthy explanations that they can then pick apart. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your boundaries. Remind yourself constantly that genuine love and care do not come with strings attached or incessant guilt trips. Your emotional well-being and your right to make your own choices are paramount. You have earned the right to live without emotional pressure. Finally, we arrive at the overly demanding or boundary violator. This person consistently disregards your time, your privacy, your energy, or your personal limits. They might call at inconvenient hours, drop by unannounced, expect you to rearrange your carefully planned schedule for them, or make excessive requests without giving any consideration to your own needs, your capacity, or your prior commitments. Why should you be extremely cautious with helping this type after 60? Because your personal space, your peace, and your meticulously planned schedule are constantly disrupted and compromised. You end up feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and lose a profound sense of control over your own life. Your well-being and your autonomy are directly compromised as you find yourself constantly catering to their insatiable demands. Picture them calling you late at night for a non-emergency issue, or simply showing up at your doorstep expecting you to be free and ready to entertain them, without a single phone call beforehand. They might expect you to drop everything to drive them somewhere, or assume you're always available, making plans for you without bothering to consult you first. This constant imposition is exhausting, and the actionable advice is to clearly and consistently communicate your boundaries. You can say, "I'm available between X and Y hours. Please call me then." Or, "Please call before you come over, as I might have other plans." Be firm and consistent in enforcing these boundaries, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. It is not selfish to protect your time and your space. It is absolutely essential for your well-being, your peace of mind, and your ability to enjoy your later years. Your life after 60 should be about your choices, your interests, and your peace, not about constantly catering to someone else's unending demands. We've explored 7 crucial types of people whose needs, if not carefully managed, can quietly chip away at the very peace and joy you so deeply deserve in your later years. It's a lot to take in, isn't it? Remember, we talked about the chronic victims who drain your energy with their endless woes, the financially dependent individuals who can jeopardize your hard-earned security, and the opportunists who only show up when they need something from you, making you feel used. We also carefully looked at the negativity spreaders who poison your outlook with their constant complaints and gossip, the unappreciative individuals who make you feel invisible and devalued, the manipulators who use guilt to control your actions, and finally, the overly demanding people who constantly disrespect your precious time and boundaries. This isn't about becoming cynical or closing yourself off from the world. Far from it. It's about cultivating self-awareness, practicing profound self-respect, and embracing a strategic kindness that protects your most valuable assets, your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. It's about understanding that your well-being isn't selfish. In fact, it's the very foundation upon which you can truly enjoy your golden years. Pursue your passions, and genuinely contribute to the world from a place of abundance, not depletion. You've worked tirelessly, you've nurtured others, you've navigated life's complex tapestry. You have more than earned the right to peace, to joy, and to curate a life that genuinely serves you, a life filled with purpose and tranquility. As we reach our golden years, our time becomes increasingly precious. We've less of it to waste on draining interactions. Our energy levels might not be what they once were, making it even more vital to conserve them for what truly matters and what truly brings us joy. Our hard-earned wisdom, accumulated over decades, should now be used to make even better, more discerning choices about who we allow into our inner circle and who we offer our invaluable support to. Protecting your health, both mental and physical, is paramount, and chronic stress from difficult relationships is a silent destroyer of well-being. By setting these boundaries, you are focusing on what truly matters: meaningful relationships, personal growth, beloved hobbies, and creating a lasting legacy of happiness. This is about empowering yourself, taking back control of your narrative, and living life on your own terms. It's a profound act of self-love and self-preservation. I'd truly love to hear your thoughts on this important topic. Have you recognized any of these types in your own life? What strategies have you personally found effective for protecting your peace and energy as you've gotten older? Share your wisdom and your experiences in the comments below. Your insights can help so many others in our wonderful community who might be struggling with similar situations. If this video resonated with you, if it gave you something meaningful to think about, or if it simply offered a fresh perspective, please take a moment to give it a thumbs up. Liking the video truly helps our channel grow and reach more wonderful people like you, spreading this message of self-empowerment and peace. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on more helpful and uplifting content designed to help you live your fullest, happiest life every single day. Your later years are meant to be a time of tranquility, profound purpose, and genuine, nourishing connection. It's a time to harvest the rich wisdom of a lifetime, not to be constantly drained by the unending demands of others. Choose wisely who you spend your precious time and energy on. Invest your beautiful heart in relationships that truly nourish you, that uplift you, and that respect you for the incredible person you are. Remember, you are worthy of peace, of joy, and of a life truly lived on your own terms, brimming with happiness and fulfillment. Live your best life at every age until next time. Take good care of yourselves and embrace your well-deserved peace.